Hey, I'm Matthew Burchette, and this is special law enforcement edition of Behind the Wings, and we are taking off from Kappa.
Short approach approved, runway 35 left, clear, touching down.
Hey everybody, welcome to a special law enforcement edition of Behind the Wings. And as you can see behind me, Colorado State Patrol Air Section aircraft. We're in their hangar. How cool is this? I'm gonna love filming this episode, and I hope you're gonna love watching it. Now, did you guys know that there are over 300 different aviation sections or divisions in law enforcement across the United States? Take, for example, LAPD's air section. That's 19 helicopters and 1 King Air for an area of 500 square miles. 2 helicopters are in the air 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. By contrast, the Colorado State Patrol Aviation Section has 5 aircraft, but patrols 104,000 square miles. That's our entire state with 5 planes. That is pretty cool. What is also cool is Trooper Nate Reid, whom we are gonna go talk to right now. All right, we're here with Trooper Reid, who's been with the Colorado State Patrol for 12 years and with the aviation section for just over a year. Nate, thank you so much for being with us. We really appreciate it. Can you give us kind of a quick overview of CSP's air section and what it does and how long it's been around and all that kind of good stuff?
Yeah, actually this year will mark our 50th year as a continual law enforcement agency.
Oh, wow.
In the state, for the state of Colorado. We did have airplanes in use before that time, but they were not on a continual basis. But this year, this Labor Day marks our 50th year using these airplanes for enforcement purposes.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Speaking of airplanes, how many does the CSP have?
The CSP has 5 airplanes. We have a King Air 200 that's behind us. We use that primarily to transport people. So we'll transport the governor, other state agency officials, other members of our agency, our own CSP members, to all over the state and all over the country.
Wow. So I noticed behind us is a Cessna 340. Can you give us a little bit of difference between the two?
Yeah, obviously the size is a big difference. One is piston powered and one is turbine powered. The King Air is much faster than the 340, but the 340 has a place in our system here. And when we don't have to transport as many people, that's a good option. It has to be a cost-effective way of travel as well. So this one being a little more expensive, it will take you less time. But the 340 a little cheaper, but you put fewer people on.
You don't want to put 3 people in the King Air when you can put 3 people in the 340.
That's right.
That makes sense.
It's just a cost savings thing.
And so besides these guys, you've also got some 180s, but they're kind of used for very special mission. And what is that?
They're Cessna 182s, and they're turbocharged 182s, and those are pretty specific toward law enforcement missions.
You're doing law enforcement. One of your big things is speeders.
Correct.
And so I'm that guy who sees the sign that says speed enforced by aircraft. I just put the hammer down because you guys aren't up there.
Right.
But you really are up there.
We are up there, yep. And we try to be up there. There's 2 of us or 3 of us that could be up there every single day.
No kidding. So how does that actually work?
Well, I'd be happy to show you, but...
Ooh, yeah? Can we go on a flight?
Absolutely.
Ooh, yeah, let's go.
All right.
All right, let's check it out.
We've just taken off from Centennial Airport, and we are about to go on a mission with Nate.
Sorry, is that for Kodiak 2? Kodiak 2, West approved.
West approved, Kodiak 2, thanks. Sorry.
Or
078 Cessna ahead.
had to talk to the tower real quick. We're on a special mission with Trooper Nate Reid. We're actually going to go stop a couple of cars today that are speeding down 470. What you didn't know is those signs that say speed enforced by aircraft, that's true. And we're going to find out how that works. What altitude are you normally flying at?
About 1,500 feet off the ground. And for that, because I'd like to see what kind of vehicle it is, make sure I could tell what it is. And here we're about 1,000 feet, so with the clouds it's a little lower than we usually are, but somewhere between 1,200 and 1,500 feet above the ground. So
people aren't really, they're not even going to notice.
They won't even know we're up here now.
500 looking for full.
We're going to run into this cloud layer. So this ain't going to work.
November 733 Charlie Centennial.
So we got to get up to 75, and I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Well, let's go to I-25.
Yeah, the weather's kind of coming in quicker than we expected.
And I got to stay 500 feet below this cloud layer.
Okay.
So unfortunately, it's not going to work today. Let me let our dispatch know.
Any day you get to fly, though, is still a good day.
Still a beautiful day, yeah. It's amazing. You can't replicate this. You know, you never see this on the ground. And
oh yeah,
it's pretty special being up here.
So we were heading over to 470, and what we were going to do is we were going to hook up with a trooper on the ground who was actually looking for speeders. Now your job was to actually identify the car that was X many miles above the speed limit. How does that actually work? How are you able to ascertain that car A is going faster than, say, 75 miles an hour?
So we have marks that are painted on some designated portions of highway determined by the troop commander. And in those areas, there are big white stripes on the shoulder, and we have stopwatches attached here to the yoke. And what we'll do is they're a half mile apart. When it gets that first mark, I would start my stopwatch.
Okay.
And I would watch that vehicle, and I watch what kind of driving behavior it has, whether it's doing some aggressive driving or something like this. And once it gets past the first mark, I will get a speed, and the clock does the calculation for me.
Oh, no kidding.
So, yeah, the days of having to do it yourself are over.
Oh, that's nice.
And then there's 4 or 5 marks on the road. I radio down to the trooper. I stay with the trooper until that trooper pulls the vehicle over. I let them know that they have the correct vehicle stopped. I would turn around, go try to measure another one's speed. It's saturating and it's hard to do at first, but once you get the hang of it, it's really pretty easy.
So how many stops can you make in, say, an hour or two?
A couple hour op. We can stop 15 to 18 cars in that location. Where me on the road, it would take me all day to stop 10 cars, plus you get a...
2 o'clock, high
2 o'clock.
2 miles.
Got him. He's right, okay.
With all the traffic, air traffic around here, especially 172s, 182s, unless you're really looking for the CSP underneath the wing, you're never going to know.
No. And, we don't just do this here. So, in the middle of nowhere, you might be able to see us. It does say CSP under the wing, but probably not. And you're not expecting... You're not expecting somebody in the air to be measuring your speed, but we do this every day, so we're definitely out there.
Well, I am definitely one of those guys who has said, speed check by radar, looking at that sign, yeah, sure.
Yeah, right.
Well, I'm going to have to lay off the gas from now on.
We appreciate that. We prefer that way. We prefer voluntary compliance, but otherwise we have to write you a ticket and try to teach you that way.
Already. With Trooper...
I'm Nate Reid, and I'm here with Matthew.
Yay! And we're out!
Well, Trooper Reid, the weather didn't really cooperate, but it was still an awesome flight because, hey, you're flying and there's nothing ever bad about that. Right. Thank you so much. This was a lot of fun.
Thank you, man. Thanks for coming along.
And thank you guys for tuning in to this really cool episode of Behind the Wings in our awesome Colorado State Patrol Air Section. If you have questions or comments, make sure to put them on YouTube or Facebook, and we will answer them in short order. Thanks, guys.